Okay, remember what I told you. Be your own boss. Love yourself.
Hey winners, and welcome back to the winning team. My name is Fikile mhlongaf, and I'm back again with another winning video. If you're new to this channel, hey, welcome. Please make sure that you smash the subscribe button somewhere down below. Yes, we are waiting for you to subscribe. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much, babes, for coming back by. So in today's video, as you guys can tell by the title, I am going to be sharing with you guys how I managed to pass CTA while working in a Big Four accounting firm. I recently announced that I just passed CTA, and the response was overwhelmingly great. However, I do wish that it was in my comment, because you guys, you in my DMs. But anyway, I decided to make this video because I've seen a lot of people were asking me, how did you do it? And instead of just typing it to literally everyone, because it's quite a lot of y'all, yeah, I just decided to make this video. So yeah, let us get straight into it. I have my notebook right here wherein I wrote the things that I did, because I really want this video to not be too long and to just be all over the place. I just want it to be like, you know, well organized, baby. So if you are watching this video, you probably are doing CTA while you are working, or it's something that you are considering doing. But yeah, I do firstly want to say congratulations to you for making it through your degree, baby, because honey, I really do want to say it is such a big step that you are taking, and I just hope that you are prepared mentally, physically, and financially for it. But it's better for you. But it is better for you because you are not going to be doing this thing alone, because I will be here every step of the way. However, at the end of the day, the ball is in your court. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I personally, myself, did the things, right? It might be different for you, the schedule might not work for you, but it is like how I did it, right? So number one, when I started my CTA in 2023, I was working for a medium-sized firm. Because I was already working, I was doing CTA in 2022 as well, and then I did it in 2023 again. I did it in 2021. I did it quite a lot of times, yeah? Okay. And before you say, oh, you've done CTA a lot of times, let me tell you something. CTA, you can do CTA 5 times and your experience will not be the same. You can do CTA 10 times and your experience will still not be the same, because CTA is more technical than a repetitive. It's not like a repetitive thing that like you'll just do past papers and everything's gonna be fine. No, ma'am, you need to know like exactly what you're doing. So I'm gonna share with you guys things that I did that I believe I did differently to help me pass CTA while working. So the first thing that I did, I made a timetable. I made a timetable based on my work and also on my academics, right? My academic timetable, guys, I made it specific. So I was doing 5 modules: financial accounting, management accounting, taxation, group accounting, as well as auditing. So my timetable that I made was weekly, and it included all of the subjects. So what I did was I would literally write in my timetable that at 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. I am doing taxation, for an example. So like I was very specific with what I'm doing. I did not just say study, because what are you studying? You get what I mean? So that's what I did. I made a timetable, and in the timetable I put in the subjects, and I used the guidance from UNISA. So UNISA does give us that CARES guidance thingy. So I used that. That truck is rude. I made a sleeping schedule. So because I was working like a normal 8 to 4:30, I'll typically get home at around past 6, because the traffic in Joburg is quite a lot. By the time I came back, like I would have been very exhausted, so I slept immediately after I came back. Just eat, do the basics, and sleep. I would sleep until 2 a.m. and my body eventually got used to the fact that we are waking up at 2 a.m. So I would wake up at 2 a.m. and then start studying depending on whatever it is that's on my timetable to study, right? And then number two, I did intentional studying. How I exercised that was I would go through the notes of the topic. I didn't dwell too much on the theory. Like, if you're being honest, I didn't like go through deep trying to think, I just like gotten back to understanding the topic, and an overview based on the tutorial letters. And remember, guys, you already have your degree, and there's like limited new things in CTA. So a lot of things is like we already have the basics. It's just the way that it is examined. That's my view of CTA. So basically I did that, and then I did the questions on tutorial letters and stuff like that. And every time when you're studying, if you are really studying for real, you'll have confusions, you'll have questions, you'll have, I don't know, there will be things that cross your mind, like what if, what will happen then if you are really studying to understand? So I picked up a lot of things that I could not understand. There were new things that I had to learn. So what I did was to also consult. And guys, when I say consult, it doesn't matter the institution that you're in. I think UNISA is literally one of the most, okay, I'm not going to say anything bad about UNISA, but it's like not really a good admin university, if we can say that. So because of that, like, it might be just a bit difficult. However, it is doable. It is doable. I can tell you that lectures are there to assist us. So I made it a point that whenever I'm studying and I come across questions, I'll just drop an email to the lectures. I remember just asking certain things and the response will be like, this was actually a pass or a fail kind of thing. Like, if you miss this, then like it's literally over. So just ask. I would just make it a point that I ask, and I made use of the consultation services to a point that like I already knew that if I want to do financial accounting, this is the lecture that explains financial accounting better to me, because it's like a couple of lectures, right? Then number two, it's hours, right? Hours, you have to make sure. When I wrote hours here, it's like you have to make sure that you put in the hours, because if you don't put in the hours, it's not gonna work. I remember I was a lot more overwhelmed when I was doing my CTA in the previous years, that like if I fail something, or like if I just can't seem to get things right, and then I'll just stop studying maybe for like 2 days and just try to heal and come back. But it does not work like that. So you just need to put in hours even when it's painful. Like I forced myself to study even when I had a bad day at work. I forced myself to put in hours even when it was raining. You know, when it's raining and it's gloomy and you literally want to be in cuddles, I forced myself to study even in those situations. I think one of the most important thing that I had to do was point number 3, which is boundaries. I struggle with saying no, and I struggle with choosing me. But this year I knew, but in 2023 I was like, this has to stop, because I needed to learn to say no. And guys, like, it is so difficult, and I know that it's like something like, nah man, like, just leave it a little. No, just say no. Just say no to that outing. Just say, like, obviously you need to assess. I am a firm believer that there is more to life than anything, right? So maybe if it is your child's birthday, you obviously can't risk that, or if there's a funeral at home, or like certain things. But just have boundaries in your scale, in your day-to-day life. Like, for an example, I struggle with social media. I love TikTok more than anything in the world. But I had to bind myself and say, after 8 p.m, there is no TikTok for me. Obviously, it is already incorporated in my routine, because, like, when I'm just eating, I would be scrolling through, or like just have that mini 10 minutes of scroll through. But having that boundary to say, I am not going to be on TikTok after 8 p.m. because it hurts, like it hurts. It's literally like, I'm gonna say that, like, it hurts, especially if it's something that you really, really love. Like, it hurts. I sometimes felt like I was rude to my friends and my sisters when I had to hang up calls because no, I have to sleep, or like no, I have to study. You know, like on weekends when I'm studying during the day, I had this decision that I'm gonna be stingy with myself. I'm gonna be stingy with what I do. I'm gonna be stingy with my space. You know, I made so much boundaries that to I made so much boundaries to a point where I felt like my relationship was not gonna work anymore. Yeah, like I just felt like, hey, umfana, guys, like I literally felt like that. But thank God that everything is fine. Even with my space in my room, so I have like I have my own room in our apartment that I'm sharing with my sister, but I'm staying with my sister and our daughter, and it's me. So if my daughter comes in during my study time, like I had to chase her away, and that's how bad it got. Like I literally had to tell her, no, you can't come to my room right now, I'm studying. But I feel like people who love you and people who are for you generally understands, because as much as like my baby is literally like 5, but like she got used to it. I think she'll be like knocking to my room and then peep through and see that I'm studying, and she will immediately just close. So eventually it gets easier, but just be firm and set boundaries. The third thing that I wrote was motivation. So I struggle with motivation. I struggle with waking up. I struggle with doing things that are actually good for me. So you have to stay motivated. So how I did to stay motivated was I watched motivational videos, and I know a lot of people don't believe in that, but it helps me. Like you see, like those videos that I just Google study motivation here on YouTube, and there will be like those videos that say, who is going to be making you successful? You will be hungry. You know where you are. Like I would watch those videos. Like, do not be average. You are beyond average. Refuse to be average. If you don't study, you will be poor. So I somehow those things like literally motivated me to just get up. You know, it just motivated me to just get up and do something, because like I felt like, yeah, I have to get up. So I would watch those videos, and yeah, I think just the key thing is just getting yourself to go this video. I promise you, if you watch one, there's this other channel that I'm even subscribed to. It's called Motivation for Success, and the other one is called the Study Motivation, I think Worldwide or something like that. I subscribe to those channel because guys, like, no, it's a lot of work. And on the other side, you are working, guys. It becomes so much. So you need someone to push you. And if you're someone like me who doesn't have a lot of friends, like I don't have friends. I don't have a friend who's gonna tell me, oh my girl, like remember to push. Well, if you don't have like consistently people who are trying to get you up into your thingy, then YouTube is here for you, my darling. Just go there, just say it, and just take motivation. I promise you, like sometimes I would like wake up at like 3, because my alarm would ring at 2 a.m, right? So when my alarm rings, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I press snooze maybe 3 times, and that's already 2:30. And in the daytime, by the third time when my alarm rings, I'm like, let me just do it. Now just wake up, watch that 10-minute, 12-minute video, and then I would be on my feet. I'll be motivated to start again. And other things that motivated me was food. One thing about me, I love nice food. I love nice snacks. So I would make sure that I buy nice things for myself. Initially, I was working, so there's like a bit of coins, right? So I would buy my favorite snack, And I made it a promise that I'm not gonna snack during the day. So I did not snack on anything during the day. I only snacked or like ate nice food at night. So for an example, like I love watermelon so much. I'd buy watermelon, but I did not have watermelon during the day. I could only have watermelon when I'm studying. I love iced coffee. I could only make iced coffee when I'm studying. So somehow that motivated me that, ooh, I'm gonna have my iced coffee, or like, ooh, I'm gonna have my chocolate, you know. So small things like that really did motivate me. And then another thing was watching people in the same journey as me. Guys, if you come here on YouTube, you'll see a lot of people that are on the same journey as us. So watching those people, and especially like watching those ones that are like, that have passed their CTA, their ITC, and they are like living the life like your Ntwani, Ngomani. So yeah, just watching those people, it just made me feel like what I'm doing is actually worth it. You know, like I love traveling. So when I see like someone traveling, I go onto TikTok and I watch and I see people in the same journey as me living their best lives. Like, yeah, that really motivated me. So you can also consider. So I did that as well. And then number 4 is I had a comfort subject. So you know, with CTA you will be trained. Like you are going to be trained. If you do not believe this, let me tell you, you are going to be trained. It will take a lot out of you. It will drain you, okay? It will squeeze you up. So I had what I call a comfort subject. Guys, there are some days where you just don't understand. Whether it's a Sunday, it's a Saturday, or even if you know that you are writing and it's important, sometimes you just don't want to study. So I had a comfort subject. My comfort subject was taxation. I loved taxation. I loved taxation from my undergrad. It was like the subject that I knew that I love, man. Like I enjoy learning about it because I just feel like it is more practical to us here in South Africa. And like I really love taxation. So sometimes, not always, because it is not like a good thing to do that you're neglecting other subjects. But sometimes when I did not want to do anything at all, I do taxation. Like I would like, sometimes I would be so drained, guys, so tired, so weak, and the only thing that I do is taxation. I literally told myself that if I want to rest, I am resting on taxation. The thing that I would do was like, you know, I travel quite a lot, like to get to my workplace. Unfortunately, a lot of my clients, like I work from the office and not from the client's premises. So because of that, whenever I'm commuting, I would be watching, whenever I'm commuting to in the morning, because my mind is usually fresh up in the morning, and I use a taxi to get to work. So when I travel, I would be like playing a video, maybe a text video or an auditing video, you know, just any video. I would just listen, just put on my headsets. Sometimes I did not even look at the person, just listening to procedures, just listening to how to test this, how to just listening to IS8 for an example, just listening to lists, just listening like, you see, like how people listen to music, I'll listen to my lectures, because fortunately we do have like recorded lectures. So back to basics. So whenever I write a test or an exam, there are always those questions where you just don't know what they're talking about, or like you just feel like, what do they want from me? So what I found helpful was going back to basics. Like, I did not want to be advanced, or like to try and think through deep about something, especially under exam pressure, because like there's just a lot of things that are happening there, and remember, it is time bound, so you have to be on your feet. So I always like gotten back to basics. For an example, if there was a question maybe in text, and I could see that it is maybe talking about a deduction or something. Not sure which case law applies, not sure what's happening there, but remember, you know, deductions is section 11A, you know. So so I would just go back, just do section 11A. Like if there's anything that I missed, then I mean, you are going to miss a lot of marks, but just going back to basics, I find that really helps. And another thing is 1 mark, 1 answer. So how I did that was, before trying a lot of things, I would just make sure that 1 mark, 1 answer, guys. What if you are interested in that, in seeing how it is to be a trainee, like a first year trainee? I'm doing, well, a 2nd year trainee right now, but yeah, just also just having a positive mindset, always affirming myself, guys. I can tell you, like, guys, like, I've always had to affirm myself. I cried so much in my CTA year. I don't want to lie, in all of the years actually, but last year I cried, but I cried forward. Like, I would be up at 2 a.m. sitting in my bed, and I would be crying and just thinking that my life is going to be better after this. I'm going to be eligible to write ITC. I would cry while saying that. I would cry while saying my salary is going to increase. I'm going to get a bonus. Like, I would literally cry, guys. Like, because it was just a lot. It was overwhelming. So just let it out. Let it out and cry. And if you are not crying, that's also fine, because we are different people. But just find a way to let it out. If it's gym, punch that thing. That's literally all I did. I'm not sure if you guys have like other questions or I know that a lot of you guys ask me so many questions, and guys, if I can tell you something, like, answering my DMs, especially on Instagram and TikTok as well, guys, it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. And I know that I seem rude right now by saying this, that it's actually a lot. It's a lot more than you can imagine. Because imagine if, like, I think I've gotten so far on Instagram, it's plus or minus 20 people that are DMing me, asking me about CTA and stuff. And do you guys think it will be better? I think, guys, it's just better if I just do this one video. Like, for an example, I just did this. I know a lot of people ask me, how did you do it, da 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 da, even though it is not the same way. But yeah, I think it's better if I just make one video and then just address the questions, or maybe we can just have a cute Q&A. Please do let me know how you guys want this done, or if you are satisfied, that's also fine. I am still going to continue vlogging my journey. I am still going to continue watching, creating content in my sleep, to hope that this video was helpful, coming from someone who actually just had an experience of that. So yeah, guys, please do remember to subscribe, because if you are not subscribed to my channel, why are you doing that to me? Please just subscribe. It is absolutely free, but it does help me a lot. So yeah, guys, please really do subscribe. Consider subscribing to my channel. It will really mean a lot to me. So in the next video, I think it's gonna be a vlog. There's quite a lot of things, there's quite a lot of interesting things happening, so please do look out for that. And bye. If you do have questions though, if you do have questions, then please hold them in the comment section down below.